Imagine two families living on the same street, earning the exact same paycheck for 30 years. One family ends up wealthy, while the other stays trapped, struggling to pay bills every single month. The difference between them isn't about luck, and it isn't about who works harder. The real difference is found in hidden habits passed quietly from parents to children. While most of us are taught to look rich by buying new things, some cultures are taught to build wealth so slowly and quietly that no one even notices it is happening. One of the most misunderstood examples of this secret success is found in Chinese wealth culture. Most people are financially tired today not because they are lazy, but because they were trained to spend money before they were ever taught how to grow it. In our modern world, we are constantly told that buying things is the same as being successful. We confuse a high income with real financial security. But true wealth is often invisible. It isn't about the car you drive or the clothes you wear, it is about the freedom and stability you build behind the scenes. Chinese wealth culture focuses on something different: survival, long-term stability, and taking care of future generations. These habits might look boring on the surface, and some of them might even feel uncomfortable at first because they go against everything we see on social media. However, these are the exact lessons that quietly create millionaires while everyone else is busy trying to look the part. If you feel stuck in a cycle of spending, it is likely because you are following a map that leads to consumption instead of freedom. To change your future, you have to change your habits. Here are 14 Chinese money habits that quietly build wealth across generations. Section 3. The first habit may sound simple, but it changes the entire way a person lives. In many Chinese families, looking rich is often seen as a weakness, not a goal. Flashy spending can be viewed as a sign that someone wants attention more than stability. So instead of using money to impress people, the focus is usually on keeping and growing money quietly. This is very different from what many people are taught today. Modern culture tells people to treat themselves every time they earn more. A raise becomes a new car. A bonus becomes a luxury vacation. Social media makes people feel like success must be seen to be real. But quiet wealth works differently. A person can wear simple clothes, drive an older car, and still have strong savings, investments, and peace of mind. Another person may look rich online while secretly drowning in debt and stress. That is the hidden trap many people fall into. They spend money trying to look financially free while becoming less free every month. And the truth is, financial pressure grows fast when your lifestyle grows faster than your income. Many wealthy families understand something important: every dollar spent to impress others is a dollar that can no longer build your future. That leads into the second habit. In many Chinese households, income is protected before it is enjoyed. Saving is not treated like extra money if anything is left over. It comes first. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts behind long-term wealth. Most people spend first and save whatever remains. But wealthy families often do the opposite. They save first, then force themselves to adapt to what is left. At first, this can feel uncomfortable. It feels like saying no today when everyone else is saying yes. But over time, that small habit creates something powerful: control. Because money saved is not just money sitting in a bank account. It becomes protection. It becomes choices. It becomes breathing room during hard times. Think of it like planting seeds instead of eating everything at once. In the moment, planting feels slower. But later, it creates food for years. And this is where many people miss the deeper lesson. Wealth is usually not built through one big moment. It is built through small decisions repeated again and again for decades. Section 4. Wealthy families do not look at a dollar and see a movie ticket or a new pair of shoes. Instead, they see a seed. To these families, money is a tool meant to build a forest that will shade their grandchildren one day. This is habit number 3, seeing money as a family tool rather than personal entertainment. While many people spend their paycheck on things that make them feel good right now, successful families focus on multi-generational thinking. They ask, how will this choice help my family 10 or 20 years from now? They treat wealth like a family torch that must be passed down without ever letting the flame go out. By focusing on preservation rather than spending, they ensure that the family remains stable no matter what happens in the world. This leads directly into habit number 4, teaching children financial discipline at a very young age. In these homes, kids don't just hear about money, they see it in action. They watch their parents negotiate prices and make tough choices about what not to buy. These children learn early on that every dollar spent is a choice to give up something else. They are taught to avoid waste, whether it's food on a plate or electricity in a room. This isn't because the family is cheap, but because they respect the work it took to earn that money. They understand sacrifice. They know that saying no today means having the power to say yes to much bigger opportunities in the future. There is a major psychological contrast here between different cultures. In many Western cultures, the focus is on independence. People are encouraged to make their own way and spend their own money however they like. However, the most successful families often follow a collective stability culture. They believe that the family is a team. If the team is strong, every person in it is safe. Instead of every person trying to survive on their own, they pool their wisdom and discipline to make sure the entire family tree grows deep roots. They realize that true freedom doesn't come from being alone, it comes from having a foundation that cannot be shaken. This next habit is where most people unknowingly destroy their financial future. Section 5. One of the strongest habits in Chinese wealth culture is the extreme avoidance of financial chaos. And for many families, debt is seen as one of the fastest ways chaos enters a person's life. In many modern societies, debt has become normal. People finance cars, phones, furniture, vacations, clothes, and even daily spending. Owing money is treated like a regular part of life. But many Chinese families grow up with a very different emotional relationship with debt. Debt is often treated like a threat, not a lifestyle. There is deep discomfort around owing money unnecessarily because debt removes freedom little by little. Every monthly payment steals future income before it even arrives. That is why many people avoid consumption debt whenever possible. Borrowing money for something that loses value quickly can feel dangerous because the excitement disappears long before the payments do. Now, this does not mean all debt is considered bad. There is a major difference between productive debt and lifestyle debt. Productive debt may help build a business, buy property, or create future income. But debt used only for appearances or temporary pleasure is often viewed as financial weakness. That mindset protects many families from silent financial pressure that slowly grows over time. Another important habit is taking emergency reserves very seriously. A lot of people do not realize they are only one emergency away from financial collapse. One medical problem. One lost job. One major repair. One bad month. And suddenly the entire financial system falls apart. That is why many Chinese families focus heavily on keeping cash reserves available, even if it means living more simply. To outsiders, this may look overly cautious. But financially, it creates resilience. It creates breathing room. When emergencies happen, people with savings can solve problems calmly. People without savings are often forced into panic, high-interest debt, or desperate decisions. This is why stability is valued more than appearances. A person driving an older car with strong savings may actually be far wealthier than someone living in luxury while drowning in payments. Real financial strength is not about looking successful during good times. It is about surviving hard times without collapsing. And the truth is, most people spend years building a lifestyle, but almost no time building protection for that lifestyle. That is why small financial shocks destroy so many people emotionally, mentally, and financially. The next habits explain how patience and long-term thinking quietly change everything. Section 6. Another major habit in Chinese wealth culture is that small money is never disrespected. Many people ignore tiny daily expenses because each purchase feels harmless on its own. A coffee here. Food delivery there. Random online shopping late at night. Small subscriptions nobody remembers. Individually, none of these things seem dangerous. But wealth is often destroyed the same way a boat sinks, through small leaks that never get repaired. Many Chinese families understand this deeply. That is why tiny expenses are often taken seriously. This does not always mean living miserably or avoiding all enjoyment. It simply means staying aware of where money goes instead of spending blindly. Frugality is treated like discipline, not punishment. People learn that controlling small habits creates control over bigger financial outcomes later. Because if someone cannot manage small amounts carefully, large amounts usually disappear even faster. Another important habit is that waste often feels emotionally uncomfortable. Food waste, especially, is taken seriously in many households. People may reuse leftovers, repair household items, and avoid throwing things away carelessly. To outsiders, this can sometimes look overly strict. But underneath it is a powerful financial principle. Waste slowly trains the brain to stop respecting value. And once people stop respecting small value, they often begin wasting larger amounts without noticing. This also protects against lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation happens when people earn more money but increase spending just as fast. A bigger paycheck comes in. Then suddenly there is a bigger apartment, more expensive habits, luxury purchases, and constant upgrades. The person earns more but never truly becomes wealthier. Many Chinese families try to resist this trap by keeping simple habits even after income increases. That consistency matters more than people realize. Because wealth is usually not built through one giant financial move. It is built through thousands of small decisions repeated over many years. And that leads to another important habit. Wealth is built quietly over decades. Most people want financial freedom fast. But generational wealth is usually built slowly, almost invisibly. It grows through patience. Consistency. Saving steadily. Investing steadily. Avoiding major financial mistakes. And allowing time to do the heavy lifting. This is the power of compounding. Small disciplined actions may look boring for years. But over long periods of time, they begin stacking on top of each other like bricks building a house. At first, nothing seems to happen. Then suddenly, one family has stability, assets, savings, and freedom while another family is still restarting financially every few years. And the next habits explain why emotional control may be the biggest wealth skill of all. Section 7. Another powerful habit in Chinese wealth culture is strategic long-term thinking. Many people focus only on surviving the next month. But families that build lasting wealth often think years ahead before making important decisions. One major example is education. In many Chinese families, education is not viewed as just schoolwork. It is viewed as an investment. Skills are treated like assets. Knowledge is treated like future earning power. Parents may sacrifice comfort, vacations, or personal luxuries to help children gain stronger education and better opportunities later in life. Because over time, skills can change an entire family's financial future. A higher level of knowledge can create better jobs, stronger businesses, and greater economic mobility across generations. This is long-term thinking in action. Instead of chasing short-term pleasure, families focus on building future value. Another habit is the strong respect for business ownership. Many Chinese families see ownership as a path to greater control and stability. A job can provide income. But ownership can create leverage. This is why entrepreneurship is highly respected. Small businesses, family businesses, side businesses, and investments are often encouraged because they create additional income streams beyond a single paycheck. Relying on only one source of income can be risky. If that source disappears, the entire financial structure can collapse overnight. But multiple income streams create protection. Even small extra streams can slowly grow into major long-term advantages. This mindset also changes how people think about work itself. Instead of only asking, "How much can I earn?" many people ask, "How much can I build?" That is a very different way of thinking. Another powerful habit is that money decisions are often made emotionally cold. This may sound harsh at first, but financially, it can be extremely effective. Many people make emotional money decisions every day. They buy things because they feel stressed. They upgrade because other people are upgrading. They spend money to impress people they barely know. And in emotional moments, logic disappears. But many Chinese families try to separate emotions from financial decisions as much as possible. They pause before spending. They compare long-term outcomes. They think carefully before taking financial risks. And they do not easily give in to status pressure. Because emotional spending often creates temporary pleasure but long-term stress. Calm financial thinking may look boring in the moment. But over many years, it quietly creates stability, freedom, and control. And the final habits may be the most powerful of all. Section 8. Another major habit in Chinese wealth culture is that wealth is protected more than it is displayed. Many people work hard to look wealthy. But truly wealthy families often focus more on keeping wealth than showing it off. That creates a completely different relationship with money. Instead of chasing attention, they focus on preservation. They avoid unnecessary risks. They think carefully before making large financial moves. And they often invest quietly for long periods without needing public praise or validation. This is important because building wealth and keeping wealth are two different skills. Many people can earn large amounts of money for short periods of time. But without discipline, patience, and protection, money can disappear surprisingly fast. That is why many financially stable families care less about appearing rich today and more about staying financially secure tomorrow. Quiet investing may not look exciting. Slow growth may not impress people online. But steady financial protection creates something far more valuable than attention. It creates peace. Another powerful habit is the belief that every generation should improve the next. This is one of the deepest ideas behind long-term wealth building. Many families are not only trying to survive for themselves. They are trying to build a stronger foundation for future children and grandchildren. That mindset changes daily decisions in powerful ways. People begin thinking beyond their own lifetime. They save differently. Invest differently. Teach differently. And sacrifice differently. The goal becomes breaking survival cycles instead of repeating them. Even small improvements matter. One generation may build savings. The next may buy property. The next may start businesses or investments. Over time, those small improvements stack together and slowly change the entire future of a family line. And this is what many people misunderstand about wealth. The biggest difference is not intelligence. It is that some people are trained to consume, while others are trained to preserve, build, and transfer wealth. Real wealth often looks boring while it is being built. It looks like patience, discipline, consistency, and smart decisions repeated quietly for many years. The truth is, financial freedom is usually not created through one lucky moment. It is created through habits. Small choices repeated again and again until they completely change a person's future. And the beautiful part is this. Many of these habits can be learned starting today, no matter how much money someone currently has. Quiet discipline today can completely change your family's future tomorrow. Which of these habits do you think would change your financial life the most? Comment below. And if you want more videos on hidden wealth psychology and financial freedom, subscribe.